So the offseason's starting to get cooking in Dallas. The Dallas Mavericks made a trade, and it's a trade that I think has been talked about for a while now. People have been talking about when's this trade going to go down, and that's trading Tim Hardaway Jr. Now, as a Mavericks fan, I have some mixed feelings about it. Is this the right move for the team? Absolutely, I think it is. But there's that small part of me that despite Tim Hardaway's inconsistencies and sometimes outright bad play, he just has his moments where you're like, hell yeah, that's Tim Hardaway Jr. But that aside, this is absolutely the right move for the team. This is a good trade. So let's break down the details. The Dallas Mavericks are trading away Tim Hardaway Jr. and 3 second-round picks to the Detroit Pistons, one of those picks being in 2025 and the other 2 being in 2028. And in return, the Dallas Mavericks are getting back Quentin Grimes. And also, from reports I've seen, this gets them under the first apron. And with the money that's kind of freed up, they're still over the salary cap, as it were. But this frees up a mid-level exception of, I think, just over $12 million, which they are hoping to use to re-sign Derrick Jones Jr., which would be really big for this team. Now, obviously, just because they're hoping to re-sign Derrick Jones Jr., doesn't mean they will be able to re-sign him, but you like that they're making moves happen to make it a possibility at least. And I think you can kind of console yourself a little bit if he does walk in free agency, that despite him having a great season this year for the Mavericks, this was without a doubt the best season of his career. So you could kind of get yourself thinking along the lines of, would he have replicated it anyway, especially from the three-point line? This was by far his best year shooting threes. So you can kind of get yourself over it a little bit, thinking about it that way, at least. I do hope he comes back, though. I hope we can re-sign him. But looking at the trade a little closer, this obviously gets us off some money for Tim Hardaway Jr. The second-round picks, Dallas never plays their second-round picks anyways, except for Jalen Brunson. So I don't think it's the biggest deal. But we get back Quentin Grimes, who is a player I like. If you saw him play in New York, I think this is a player that you'd be excited about. He barely played when he got to Detroit. He only played like a couple games, and then I think he sat out because of his knee or something. So there are some question marks around his future. Is he a solid rotation player? Could be more than that. And I think he'll be a good player for this Mavericks team. Throughout his career, he's shown an ability to knock down the three ball, which is one of the most important things for the Dallas Mavericks. They need people who can fill in around Kyrie and Luka and shoot threes from the corner, from the wing, wherever they need guys who can catch and shoot. But also, to a much lesser degree, Grimes has shown an ability to create his own shot at times, which could come into play a little bit with the Mavericks. Probably not too much, because Luka, Kyrie are going to be handling the ball a lot, and when they're not, Jaden Hardy might be in doing his thing. But this could be a really good acquisition for the Mavericks. He's also shown to be a competitive defender. He should fill in nicely on that side of the ball. I think he'll be a really good fit with the Mavericks overall. This should be a good move for the team. Just talking about it real quick from the Pistons' perspective, I think this is a solid move for them. They bring in 3 future second-round draft picks. They could take all the draft picks they need right now. I think that's good for them. Tim Hardaway, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is his last year under contract. I guess I could check. Yeah, so this will be the last year on Tim Hardaway Jr.'s contract, so he'll be gone after next season. And yeah, the draft capital they bring in, and I think it just kind of frees up roster space and minutes. Because if they had Quentin Grimes on the team, he's the kind of player that you would have to give minutes. You'd have to see what he can do. He's a relatively young guy with some promising things in his game. But this way, they free up minutes for their new draft pick, Ron Holland, and just everyone else on their team, the wings and the guards. Just get a few extra minutes for everybody in there so you don't have to worry about how many minutes is Jaden Ivey going to get to play, how many minutes is Grimes getting, how many minutes is Ron Holland getting. Now you take one of those factors out of there, and you can just disperse those minutes among the people that you are hoping are cornerstones for your franchise. But yeah, that's all I really had to say about this one. Just a quick one today. I wanted to come in here and talk about the Mavericks trade because they're my favorite team. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It really helps me out. But I'll see you guys later. Oh, and the draft just happened. So I'm working on some stuff for the draft. We're going to have some draft videos coming up soon. I'm just kind of getting my thoughts together and working on what I really think about it. So stay tuned for that. All right, see you guys.